Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, now look, so for this one, I'm gonna be telling y'all about my homegirl Amber. You know what I'm saying? As y'all can see, she is in the thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know exactly what I'm talking about and what she look like. Alright, let's get to it. So what's up with your homegirl Amber? Well, she passed away a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? And it was a very hurtful thing. I ain't gonna lie. You know, some real. So I'm gonna run down the story to you. All right, let's get it. So we gonna jump in that time capsule. We gonna go back to like '09, '10 days. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there. So I'm with my homeboy Smooth. I told y'all about me and him kid and play. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did. We always had the women. You know what I'm saying? We was doing our thing, right? Well, me and him, we riding. Damn. We riding up the mile one day, right? 7 Mile, right? So we ride through the hood and shit. This girl called his phone. She like, yeah, where you at? Woo woo. He like, shit, I'm on the mile. What's up? You know what I'm saying? She like, I am too. You know what I'm saying? My homegirl live over here. If you got a guy with you, y'all come pull up. Let's smoke, drink, blah, blah, blah type shit, right? So he like, bet, I got my mans with me right now, She like, all right, cool, pull up. So we pulled up, right? The girl come open the door and let us in. The girl that Smooth was messing with, right? So when she seen me, she like, oh, okay, that'll work. You know what I'm saying? My own girl, fuck with him type shit. So we go in the house, Smooth and girl, they kicking it. We all in the living room. Next thing you know, the girl Amber, she come down the stairs, right? The one for me, right? The one this whole story is about, right? She come down the stairs, she see me, boom, instantly was on me. Like, yeah, that's my type. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we got that established. The girls feeling us, we feeling them, everything. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Smooth took the girl that he took her in the back room. You know what I'm saying? They went in the back room, did what they did, right? So while that's going on, I'm sitting there trying to kick you with Amber. She being real short with everything. Every time I ask her a question, yes, no, nah, shit like that. Like she not giving me full responses. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that kind of shit. When you play like that, I'll stop talking to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what happened. Stop talking to her, right? Next thing you know, Smooth and girl came out the back room, right? He like, like hit me with that look, like, damn, you ain't hit. I like, I hit him with that look, nah. So he like, all right, let's bounce. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, yeah, let's go. We got up, we left. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. I was dry. I ain't getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. I wasn't even tripping anyway. So we leave there. We go back to the block. This might be like an hour later, right? We on the block. Me, Smooth, all the guys, we on the block, right? The girls called Smooth back, right? He got him on speakerphone. So the girl talking to Smooth that he was fucking with, next thing you know, the girl Amber jumped on the line. So she like, real man's that woo woo, he acting funny and all of this shit. So I grabbed the phone. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? You was acting like you ain't want to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? She, nah, I just had something going on, blah, blah, blah. Why don't y'all come back through? We like, all right, fucking, we don't got nothing to do. We on the block. You know what I'm saying? So we came pulled up, right? We pulled back up. Mind you, we just left from there like an hour, maybe an hour and a half ago. Now we pull it right back up, right? So we get back over there. We get over there, we talking and shit. Now Amber is kicking it with me type shit. You know what I'm saying? So Smooth and girl went in the back room again. Me and Amber went upstairs in her room. You know what I'm saying? With her own little personal spot. I guess she didn't want to do nothing in her living room. This is Amber's house, but I guess she didn't want to do it in the living room. So she took me upstairs. We go upstairs, we up there kicking in shit. She like, I want to see what it look like type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, drop drawers. She got to slide me up. We fucked, all that, right? Okay, cool. Leave there. Me and Smooth left there. We went back to the block. So we talking about it like, dog, that's crazy as hell. Like she literally just hold me and nah, just knocked her damn socks off. Like what type of shit was that? It was just some crazy ass shit. So with that being said, me and Amber, we ended up swapping numbers while we was talking, before we did. So here it is, next day. Now I'm not gonna lie, Amber was a big girl, you know. Um, I'm 6'2", 260 pounds. You know what I'm saying? She was like 5'5", maybe damn near 300. No lie. You know, I'm not really into the big girls, but I don't discriminate. I hate big girls too, but not like that. Like she literally about the biggest girl I mess with. You know what I'm saying? Very pretty in the face, as you can see on the thumbnail. She was just big. You know what I'm saying? But she liked me type shit. So all right, I just had the sidebar because I forgot to throw that in there. Okay. So the next day we get to talking again, right? I forgot to throw this in there too. At that time, I was working at Buyers Pizza. I told you I was doing the delivery. Buyers Pizza was a little pizza place in my hood. I ended up getting a job there, and I was getting money, blah blah blah. So at that time, I was still working there, but my car was down. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. Okay, now back to it. That next day, we get to talking and shit. She told me to come over. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, my car down, whoop de whoop. Now she had a Ford Taurus that she had parked in her driveway. You know what I'm saying? She like, well, I would come get you, but I don't like driving. She got to laugh and all this shit. I'm like, you don't like driving? She like, yeah, I barely go anywhere. I don't do that much driving. Blah 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 blah. Right? So I'm making up an idea in my mind, like, oh, straight, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know what? I'm just have my boy drop me off, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. She like, all right, cool. So my homeboy pulled up on me, dropped me off at her crib, right? While I'm on the way going to her house, I told her, I'm like, hey, look, I work at Bob's, woo woo, my car down, I need to pick up a couple dollars. It was busy as hell, it was around this time of the year. So, all the holidays coming up, it was busy as fuck. I'm like, I ain't trying to miss this money, woo woo. I need to get my car fixed, blah, blah, blah. So she like, okay, cool. She was like, you can drive my car. Mind you, I just met this girl. I don't know her from shit, none of that, right? Man. So I get over there, right? I text her. I'm like, yeah, I'm pulling up now. She's like, okay, cool. When I get over there, she opens the door and hand me the keys to the car. Like I ain't had to come in, we ain't had to talk, none of that. She just straight handed me the keys. I'm like, damn, just like that. Mind you, I just met her yesterday. I smashed her. Boom, here we is next day. I'm pulling off in her car, type shit. But real shit. I know I don't lie on the dead, and this is about a deceased person. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I jump in the car, I pull off. I'm like, what the fuck? That was some janky shit, but that's just how it is. Me and Smooth, man, like telling you, we was kid and play for real. But anyway, I pull off. I get back to working. I'm making my money. I get my car fixed. Boom. So I had her car for like a week. I'm literally taking her car home and all that shit. She ain't give a fuck. She didn't care. She was cool, like real shit. And she worked from home. She was doing like that telemarketing and stuff. So she didn't move much, didn't go around nowhere. So me having her car didn't even bother her type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got my money up, got my car fixed, boom, brought her car back, jumped in my shit. With that being said, I'm straight now. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't need her no more. Now, let me throw this in there. Of course, she wasn't supposed to be like a relationship or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just some fucking shit. So I didn't owe her no loyalty or nothing like that. She let me use her car. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, we only been knowing each other for what, 24 hours, and I was already in her shit. So, whatever. Got myself together, boom. I'm like, yeah, I ain't really fucking with her like that. She was just too big, like unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like just wasn't my thing. You know. So here we go. Yes, I've been off the pole up again. I know I ain't share my drink with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I just gotta have my drink on my own type shit. You feel me? So this the pole up coming out of me. Y'all know how it is. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep it going. So now this might be about a year later. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. She found me on Facebook, right? Added me as a friend. So now we friends on Facebook. She liking my statuses, I'm liking hers, but we not talking on the phone, we not hanging out, we not fucking, we ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? We only fucked that one time. Real talk. So, like I said, we just interacting with each other on some Facebook shit, right? Shortly after that, I went to prison, right? Okay, now I'm in the joint. I was gone for about a good 2 years at this point, and I get a letter in the mail, and the letter came from her, Amber. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm reading the letter. She like, yeah, I've been trying to get in contact with you, blah, 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 blah. She like, I just had to go to your boy Smooth. I had to have him, pull up your info, blah, blah, blah. This my number, call me. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? I called her. Mind you, I'm in prison, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta put money on the phone. She put money on the phone, no lie. Put money on the phone, talk to me, all that. She like, yeah, I know we didn't have, the best of a friendship, relationship, whatever you want to call it, But she like, I want to be here for you. I want to ride your time out with you. Woo. What? Man, look, like I said before, the whole time I was in prison, I was straight. Like, I had bitches. My people had me laced up. I didn't need for nothing. I was good. I'm getting pictures, phone calls, comments. I was straight. You know what I'm saying? So she was just one of the girls in the mix. But she literally rolled my time with me. From the time she found me until I got out. She rolled the whole time with me. Crazy as hell. And mind you, we only fucked once. And we only been around each other a couple of times, type shit, Man, listen, I get out, right? Fast forward the tape, I'm out. The first day out, I spent it with my family. Later on that night, you remember when I told y'all about the girl that I was with? She was like my first love, and she got pregnant by my big homie and blamed me for it. Her. She came over that night. You know what I'm saying? The same night I got out, after I got done with the family, she came, pulled up, got me together, and she did, like, on some welcome home type shit. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. The next morning, my PO knocking on the door. Boop, boop, boop. I told y'all the story about my PO. I had a female parole officer, and she was digging. You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. That first 24 hours out was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had bitches on me, you know what I'm saying? So after my PO left, Amber pulled up. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Amber talked on the phone, blah, blah, blah. I let her know I was out, where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. So she came and pulled up, right? She come in, we talking, all of that shit, we catching up. She get to licking her lips and shit. I'm like, yep, drop draws. She got me together, all of that shit, right? So she like, you got something to do today, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, hell no, what's up? She like, why don't you come ride with me? I'm gonna rebraid your hair for you, we gonna smoke, we gonna ride, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Man, I'm fresh out, so I'm ready to do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Man, hopped in the car with her, rolled off. It felt great, you know what I'm saying? I'm fresh out, like, this girl I barely know, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the car with her, like, this shit crazy. We went to her crib, we got to talking, She like, I really fuck with you. I like you. Woo. So she like, you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted a relationship out of me, but she knew I didn't want a relationship out of her. So she was doing everything she can to like keep me around, always coming to visit me, fucking me, bring me weed, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Literally, while I'm fresh out, like she on it. You know what I'm saying? But I just wasn't feeling her. I'm like, she not healthy. I don't like that. Like, at least be trying to work towards, losing some weight when you that big. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't on it. She was straight with, her size. But like I said, her face card was crazy. As you can see, she's very. Well, with all that being said, I started falling back on her again. You know what I'm saying? I had got myself together, boom, fell back on her ass again. Like we still cool, just I just wasn't on it like what she was on. So maybe about a year and a half, maybe 2 years later, somewhere in between a year and two later, right? She popping up on my timeline, my Facebook timeline, crazy. She got a new nigga named Bird. You know what I'm saying? I thought she was like trying to stun on me type shit. You know what I'm saying? But they ended up falling in love, and they was dead. You know what I'm saying? So she posts a lot of pictures with him all on her Facebook, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They was in love. They've been together for a couple of years, and she just steadily posting shit and keep on hitting my timeline. So I'm like, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? She got her a guy. He love her. She love him. I'm like, hey, she deserved it. I just wasn't a nigga for her. You know what I'm saying? Well, with that being said, let's move forward. Some more years then went by. So this might have been like, um, y'all know my time would be off, but I'm just throw it in the air. Probably 2020, 2021, something like that, right? Um, she like disappeared off Facebook. She had unfriended me and all type of shit. I'm like, damn, that's some crazy shit, but okay, whatever. Just so happened to be out door dashing one day, right? Um, while I'm out door dashing, I just so happened to get a damn delivery to her house. You know what I'm saying? Now she had already moved and everything with the guy Bird that she with. They had got a house together somewhere else, all that. How did I know that this was her house? Well, when I got there, dude came to the door, the nigga Bird that she taking all these pictures with on Facebook. He came to the door and got the order. So I'm like, oh, this is where they live at. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't be on that type of shit. It was just crazy how it happened. That's why I say, like, I fuck with DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So anyway, with that being said, I knew where she lived at. They living together. They was together. You know what I'm saying? They had a daughter. I forgot to throw that in there. They ended up having a kid. They had a daughter together. Now before the daughter, she had a son. You know what I'm saying? She had her son back in the day. Like when I first met her son was a baby. So years then went by. Her son older now. Her and Bird had a daughter. Okay, cool. So they got two kids together, pretty much, right? They posting pictures all the time, hanging out, living life, So like I said, by this time she done unfriended me, all of that. I didn't had a delivery to her house. I'm like, oh the shit. They really serious. You know what I'm saying? Man, she disappeared. Next thing I know, maybe a year or so after that. So around 2022, 2023, somewhere around there, probably like the beginning of 2023, something like that, right? A girl on my Facebook friend list ended up posting a picture of Amber, right? She posted a picture of her, and it was a long ass status, right? And I'm seeing broken hearts all on the damn status, before I can even read what was going on. So I'm like, dog, don't tell me she died. You know what I'm saying? Sure enough, she died. So I inboxed the girl. I'm like, Amber, my homie, woo woo. I'm like, what happened to her? She said that Amber went into a coma like a year or so ago. You know what I'm saying? And she never woke up. So I guess they ended up pulling the plug on her. You know what I'm saying? She was in a coma for like damn near 2 years, like no lie. You know what I'm saying? And they just had to let her go. She didn't wake up. You know what I'm saying? All right, now with all that being said, what's the lesson behind this, Mr. Roller? The lesson is, if you got a gut feeling or something, yeah, this ain't it, go with your gut feeling. Your inside's always gonna tell you, what's right and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you eat some bad food or drink too much alcohol, you throw it up. Your insides don't want that. That ain't it. You know what I'm saying? So when your insides telling you something, just go with it. And that's what I did. My insides is telling me like, yeah, she ain't the one. She a good one. She was there rocking with me, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when we first met, she gave me her car to get my money up, to get my car fixed. She rolled with me while I was in prison. When I got out, fucking with me, all of that. And I still was like, she ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I'm glad that I didn't choose to be with her. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was in Bird's position, I'd be devastated that my baby mama, my girl, just died on me. You know what I'm saying? Been in a coma in the hospital for the past year and some change. You know what I'm saying? I would have been fucked up. So it was just my gut telling me, like, yeah, that ain't it. She a good thing, but she ain't a forever thing. You know what I'm saying? And as loyal as I am, I would have fucked with her for real on some real nigga shit, but she didn't want to lose no weight. So that was my gut telling me, like, hey, she don't want to take care of herself, let it go. And that's what I did, man. And boom, she ended up passing away. And 9 times out of 10, it was probably because of her weight. You know what I'm saying? Why she went into this coma. Because, like I said, she was a big girl. She pretty, but she was a big girl. So I don't know for sure what happened, but if you ask me, it's probably what it was. It probably had something to do with her weight. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't get back up, man. So she dead and gone, just like that, crazy as fuck. So before I end this, I want to send much love and respect to her family. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no diss track or nothing like that. I was just sharing a little memory that I had of her because I ended up thinking about it. I was like, damn, Aaron was the homie for real. So that's why I brought it to y'all. Also, I wanted to send out, much love and respect to Bird because he was a good guy from what I could see. He was a good guy. He was there for her. You know what I'm saying? They had a kid together, all type of shit. So I know he taking it hard, you know what I'm saying? So if he watching this, salute to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It get greater, you know what I'm saying? In time, it get better. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get over it. You're gonna be straight, dog. But that's what I had for y'all, man. The story of Amber, man. She was a good person, but she just didn't want to change up her habits. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately probably led to her death, you know. Crazy, man. That's how life is. So again, if your gut tell you something, go with it because it ain't lying to you. You know what I'm saying? How about that? It's been another episode of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolling, your drink poured.